Alright, guys, today is an episode of The Best of the Rest. It's basically a quick summary of all the weekend, well, not all the weekend's football, but any of the football I watched at the weekend. So, Wolves v Aston Villa. Wolves beat Villa 2-1, obviously, as you know. And Wolves' first half were very good. Second half, they sort of tried to hold on to what they had, and Villa saw a lot more chances come their way. Fabio Silva is a player who he's obviously still very young. I think he might even still be a teenager. Um, he I haven't seen him have many great performances for Wolves so far since he's been there. And how long's he been there? Coming up to 2 years now. He played quite well against Villa though on Saturday. He's like caused a lot of problems to their defence. Tyrone Mings didn't know what to do with him at times, and yeah, he just had an overall good game. The first goal was a bit scrappy. Fell to Johnny on the half volley, and he took it brilliantly. To be fair, got a perfect amount of backspin on it, so it flew into the top corner after two previously denied chances just before it. And the second goal for Wolves, I mean, was just a horror moment for Ashley Young coming off the bench. He didn't cover himself in glory by the fact that he sort of closed his eyes and didn't, really look like he was trying to head the ball in any specific direction. It just looked like he was trying to get contact on it. And when you do that in that position, when you've got a lot of pressure coming onto you, it can go horribly wrong, and it did. And unfortunately for him, bounced in off the bar. But Villa in the second half, they were the better side. Ollie Watkins had a really good chance at the start of the half, which he should have scored. Watching it back on the highlights, it was a one-on-one with Jose Sarr, and he's opened his body up and put it just the wrong side of the post. But he did get a penalty near the end, and did dispatch it well. Put it right in the corner, sent the keeper the wrong way, and yeah, it went in off the post. But I really don't think it was a penalty. Just because he's got to the ball before the keeper, I thought he's actually just stuck a leg out to make any contact with the ball. He's not in control of the ball at all. Sarr, he's got to go for it, and he can't put himself out of it at that point because of the momentum he's got. And I think it's more like Watkins has actually gone into Sarr than anything. You do see a lot of attacking players do that, try to get anything on the ball, knowing full well that the touch isn't going to control the ball for them, but what it's going to do is inevitably make contact with the keeper, and they're never going to give the foul to the defending team in that position. Similar in a way to how it's a corner if there's two players wrestling, unless it's blatantly obvious that the defending player is fouling the attacking player, like Juraj Kuchka did on Saturday to, I think it was Jota. There's never going to be a penalty given. It's going to go to the defending side, which is slightly annoying when like as a fan. But yeah, Wolves, a good result for them. They did what they needed to do. I think both sides now, well, Wolves could technically still go for a European spot, but I think Champions League's out of their reach now. Villa, it's just going to be a mid-table finish, 9th or 10th, isn't it, really, depending whether they can catch Leicester or not, and hopefully not slip any lower. But yeah, good season for both sides, especially considering how Villa started the season. But yeah, good game to watch. And then on the tea time game on Saturday, United and Leicester played out a 1-1 draw. First half, absolutely dreadful to watch. Bruno Fernandes's one-on-one with Schmeichel, which Schmeichel did quite well to save, was literally the only thing that I can think of that happened in the first half. It was that poor. Second half, it was a lot better. It was a really good game to watch in the second half. Brilliant goal by Iheanacho for the opener. Great cross from the left, and he produced a superb diving header, giving De Gea very little chance to save it as he put it right in the corner. But De Gea made a superb save of his own from a Fofana header on his return. And I think in that game you could see what like the difference Leicester have when they have Johnny Evans and Wesley Fofana back in defence, because they are a massive upgrade on Amati and Soyuncu. I yeah, I didn't think Schmeichel covered himself in glory though with United's equaliser, because it was a good save to deny Fernandes's initial shot, but once he did get down and save it, you just think a goalkeeper of his experience, like how old is he now? He's got to be in his mid-30s. You'd think he'd know to just push it to the side rather than forward towards a United player, which turned out to be Fred, who put it into a half-empty net. Fred, though, is probably been United's player of the season this year. He's the only player you can look at and say, yeah, he's actually improved since last season. But all the others, it's either downgrade or sideways, or they haven't, it's like nothing. I'd probably give Fred player of the season so far for United, or De Gea. That's the one thing I don't understand, especially when you hear like Roy Keane have a go about like Harry Maguire. You understand that because Maguire's not having a good season for United. But why on earth is he having a go at De Gea when De Gea, there's games with De Gea where he is the only reason United are staying in games. Like on Saturday's game, I don't think De Gea was the entire reason that United got a point out of it, but he made a good contribution towards it. But there have been games this season where he's had to pull off 3 or 4 worldies a game. Leicester thought they won it with about 10 minutes to go when Maddison put it in the back of the net from close range. There was a clear foul in the build-up. Like there was debate after the game: is it a foul? Yeah, it's a clear foul. Iheanacho clearly hooks Rafael Varane's leg away from the ball. You can't make a more obvious foul if you tried, I don't think. In fact, I can't really see how the referee didn't notice it when it was live in front of him. Yeah, clear foul. But yeah, Leicester definitely had the better chances in the game. I thought Sancho had one right at the end, which he completely scuffed. But yeah, Leicester were the better team, I thought. And I think Leicester next season will be a lot better than they have been this season, just with the amount of players that they've got back next season. It's similar to Liverpool last season, and then this season it's almost like you've got new signings in Johnny Evans and Fofana, and who else is back from injury that I'm sure there's others that have slipped my mind. When Vardy's back as well, that'll be big for them. But yeah, it's another disappointing result for United, and it's looking less and less likely they're going to get Champions League next season. Which, I mean, I know we shouldn't be asking this just because of that, but it does beg the question: will Ronaldo be there next season? And would it be in the best interest of Man United if he was there next season? Would it be better if they just let him leave in the summer and then try to rebuild for the future? I probably think so, to be fair. And then on Sunday, West Ham beat Everton by 2-1, and I mean, it's a game that sort of sums up Everton's season, isn't it? In some aspects, the free kick by Aaron Cresswell was absolutely phenomenal. It was very similar to a one he scored against Man United a few years ago. Um, I think that was probably even before COVID happened. Just brilliantly taken, gets perfect whip on it, and it goes right into the top corner. And of course, as a boyhood Liverpool fan like myself, he goes up and runs up to the Everton fans. So, I mean, fair play to him for that. Uh, um, Everton, they did get into the game though. They had a couple of chances. Richarlison had one before the first half was out, and they got the goal early in the second half through Mason Holgate. When I first saw it, I thought that is an absolute screamer of a goal, because it looks as though he's caught it perfectly on the half volley. But then it shows you the second angle, and it's annoyingly like how it's look. You think it looks so perfect the first time, but then it's not. It just takes a massive deflection, and his shot was going the other side of the goal completely. It took a big deflection off Fornals and nestled right into the bottom right hand corner. Um, but once again, though, Everton get back into the game, and then they let a stupid mistake happen. Michael Keane placed the ball to Alex Iwobi, poor touch, and Mikel Antonio is through on goal. Pickford does well initially to save it, but it falls to Jarrod Bowen, who puts it in the back of the net on the rebound. And yeah, just a very Everton goal to concede this season. They also had Michael Keane sent off towards the end as well for just another stupid moment defensively. The first yellow card he got just came from, like, just not concentrating enough, not watching what run his man was going to take. And if he had to foul him to stop Antonio going through on goal, the first one, I think it was Antonio. And the second one is just stupid because he's just dived into it on a yellow card, and there's not that high chance that he's going to get the ball anyway. So stupid defending from Michael Keane. And that is a real problem for Everton at the moment, because they've had quite a few red cards recently. I remember John Joe Kenny and Allen, I think, in the past few games as well. It's really not looking good for Everton with the amount of tough games they've got coming up. And that game on Wednesday against Burnley is a massive game, because if Burnley can win that, I think Everton might go down, because I think the teams above Everton now, Brentford, Newcastle, Leeds, I think they should all be all right. Brentford look good now that they've got added Christian Eriksen to the team. Leeds have got some of their best players back in Calvin Phillips and Liam Cooper now. And Newcastle have just won so many games recently that you'd think there's no way they're going to go down. And I think Watford and Norwich, it might be too little too late. But I did notice something in the game, though. Like, the co-commentator on Sky was, any time Ryan Fredericks did something you could slightly pick out that he could have done better, he full on, like, lambasted him. There was a moment where Ryan Fredericks makes a really good recovery tackle, and I'm thinking that's a superb tackle. And instead of like commending the challenge, the commentator instead criticises Fredericks for not picking him up earlier. I didn't even think it was his man to pick up. I thought it was Craig Dawson's. But it's just like, when you see a commentator have an agenda against a player, that's annoying as a viewer. But yeah, anyway, West Ham look like they should get Europa League again next season now, and Everton, they've got a lot to do.